Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the ESA Cup. I'm your host for this evening, Chambereen, and it's Playday number 5 of Play Week number 2. And we'll be getting ahead just shortly. And on your screen at the moment, you'll see the schedule for this evening. You see Team Misclick versus Entropy Gaming, starting us off at 7 o'clock Central Eastern Time or 6 o'clock GMT, depends on which time zone you're in. PBX Esport as well, just afterwards, versus Odessa Esports. High Voltage as well versus Villains to finish off the evening. So 3 games for you tonight, all best of ones, so they'll all be settled this evening within the one map. Of course, they can go all the way to overtime should they need to, but that's what the kind of times are a wee bit advisory. You can see that some of them are quarter past, just in case they do run over a little bit. So, but roughly you're looking at 7, 8, and then 9 basically on it. Is what the idea is, and we'll for the schedule for this evening. Moving on to the map bans for the first one, we'll get getting underway in just a second for that. I am just waiting for a couple of people to get into the lobby, and we'll go through what the maps have already been put through. So they've already been put through, they've already done the map bans. We'll have a look at what they've got. So the map for this evening is Clubhouse for the first one, of course. Now, of course, we don't know what the other maps are going to be just yet. They'll be doing the map bans pretty much live on stream, and I'll run them through just as they go. But Clubhouse is where we're going to just now. I don't actually have the statistics for maps in front of me. I just know that Chalet is being played a hell of a lot. I've not personally casted over Clubhouse, so I don't actually know what they've actually been like this season so far. I think the teams are now pretty much ready to go, so I will basically just shoot straight through to getting that started. And then we'll have a look at what we have in store for us. We'll switch across over to the bans, and we'll have a look at what they are going to be banning away for the start of this. So, I believe it is the attacking side of Misclick that are starting off with the bans, I believe. No, sorry, it's the defender side actually of Entropy. Top of your screen, you'll see the orange team, blue team. Orange team is Entropy, blue team is in fact Misclick. And of course, like I just said, Entropy will be starting us off on the bans for this evening. Now, as myself that's spectating as well, so I'm doing pretty much everything on my own tonight, so apologies if things are a little bit higgledy-piggledy and I'm kind of cobbled together here and there, just because it is myself on my own. I've done it a couple of times, but of course there's quite a lot of moving parts when it goes into production of the ESA Cup. Now, OSA's the first ban to go away, and that will be the defensive side again of Entropy to take that ban away. OSA's a pretty common ban, pretty much seen OSA taken away in every single matchup so far. At least anyway, within the last couple of weeks of either this or SI, to be honest. It's been a combination. I'm sure you've been tuning into both, so you'll know how common it is to see the OSA ban. Habana as well. It's Clubhouse. There's always going to be at least one hard breach ban away. So of course they've decided that Habana is going to be the one that's up for that tonight. Solus again, a pretty common ban, not something that I'm too surprised to see. Solus has a pretty high ban rate, it just stops those drones. I'm sure everybody that's tuning in tonight knows exactly how it works, but of course with Solus just been fresh into the play just this season, if no one is, completely aware of how she works, she's able to get rid of quite a lot of that utility, gets rid of the drones and kind of hunt things down in terms of you can see IQ, all these things, basically anything in my electrical pulse basically you can see. So yeah, strong ban, not too shocked to see that. And Mozzie is the final ban to close as well. Always a strong ban, again just to stop those drones coming in.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they
Now,
can.
excuse me if I don't get too crazy with the calls between and stuff like that, purely because there is a little bit of just myself tonight, so there's not going to be much in terms of my casting between it. Of course I'm a play-by-play caster, so I don't get too heavy in terms of what happens in between them, just as well when they're casting over 3 separate maps. I'm casting all weekend as well, and yeah, so it's not going to be too crazy. I say that a little bit, if anyone's ever tuned into me casting, then you know for a fact that I probably will at some point end up on my feet, shouting, screaming, crying, everything like that. So yeah, it really does depend, but we'll see. We'll see where the night takes us. There's 3 matches for us, like I said, and we're starting pretty much right away. There's not been any hesitation. There was no one late to the lobby. There's been nothing wrong at all. Everyone has been on point with the bans, on point with the setup. They're all ready to go. Now this is the only map the only matchup, sorry, in this group is Group C. The first pick, though, goes towards Aflan, who picks up Larry inside, I believe that was on the top floor. I'm not 100% sure where they're pushing in. They're all swinging in towards that stockroom extremely quick as Iz enters in towards the stock, now swings down in towards the jungle area, sorry, not the jungle, the swamp area now, down towards Secret, finds the Goyo. That will be one taken down again for him, 2 versus 3 situation. It all just collapses in there. They'll just push in straight for nice and quick. Team misclick as usual, as I think it's Fask, I'm not sure, is able to pick up Is now down towards that blue bunker area on utility room. If Pizza finds another one, it's a 1 versus 2 situation now. Knows exactly where Pizza is though, inside the site, so they'll have at least a gunfight on their hands. Now Pizza moves up towards him. We know how good he is, that he can be on these operators with a strong weapon, which is Ace with AK-12. Sweeps through the room towards Arsenal, knows where they both are, but not quite enough. Has the info, but just not quite able to win out that gunfight. Hassie is able to find the last pick of the round. Extremely quick, so quick that me and my co-caster, which is myself of course, were too busy blethering to where we didn't even actually notice that they'd all entered the building in what was pretty much just first round rush, to be honest. So yep, bear with me for just a second. Now there is a prediction on the chat. I'm pretty sure I set it up right. It's the first time I've used it. It's the first time I've been on the ESA's Twitch channel in terms of being able to actually do anything with it. So if there's anything wrong with it, give me a shout. But yeah, it should be fine. So throw your channel points in who you think it's going to be. You do have, you know, another 10-15 minutes before that goes off, so you have plenty of time to do it. And if there's anyone in chat as well, I do have my eyes on it. I will see a little bit late because there is, of course, a little bit of a delay. But if there is anything in terms of that I'm saying wrong in terms of the players, just give me a shout, because I know that there are quite a few names that could be pronounced a little bit different. Particularly, I think it could be Fask. Obviously, the X could mean any of them, so I'm not 100% sure. So if someone knows, drop it in the chat and I'll see and I'll make sure I get the right calls. Make sure the players are getting the recognition that they deserve. But the first round was, I think, pretty comfortably went towards Entropy in the end there. And there was pretty much always had the man advantage, and it looked pretty decent from them. Now, in terms of this site, we're heading up to the top floor, of course. We've already seen what was a pretty rogue defence down on the bottom floor. It was a pretty all over the place from both teams. They were kind of everywhere here and there. It's almost like you couldn't even tell which site it actually was. Didn't even time to have a look at it. But this site is definitely the top floor. It's definitely in that CC and cache area. You can see Eusebio and Koala moving through the site there, and Hassie as well is on that rafters area. Very common to see the Maverick chicken coming out on the main breach there towards the eastern subroof as the calls. I'll prefer to use the calls that are actually on the map, just so people know that if they're in the ranked games and stuff like that, that's where they are. There are particular calls for each area, but I don't tend to use them as much. Ez has already got himself in towards logistics, finds one just as we switch across there, and it's Fask that falls to the first victim of the R4C on this round. Larry moves in towards bedroom as well. They double up together, and it looks like the entries are wanting to push in from this construction side. Just as New Year rotates rounds, open up that wall off of the balcony and goes to sweep through as well. Another one spotted there from Ez. Beautiful shot, the C4 as well at the same time, and that's another one. No, he's not able to find the third as Koala is able to put Ez in the dirt, and it's a 4 versus 3 situation, so that will be much to the happiness of Koala and Entropy as they're able to get rid of the entry of Iz, and at least they're able to nerf Team Misclick for the moment, because Iz is a hard hitter for any team that they've played on in the past. Koala in a little bit of an engagement here as they still feel the pressure coming in from construction. I don't know where their teammates are, as Afla now is at the top of that staircase in red. Hassie's still on the rafters there, but no pressure coming out from that side of the map at all. It's all focused towards construction. You do have Nuya that is on the other side and now dropping down towards the secret area, but Koala still in cash, still feeling the pressure, knows that there's a Maverick there that is able to get rid of that bandit charge, and now the Ace is able to open that wall up. So now the pressure will mount even more as Koala has to rotate out and towards CCTV, and is shot in the back as Nuya is holding out towards that main breach area, and it's just unfortunate they're not quite aware of the fact that there could still be someone there. Larry finds another pickle to Aflan. It's now a 1 versus 4 situation. The plant is now being attempted by Konski over towards construction on that main wall. You can see the highlight through your wall there, and another one holding from the CC wall. Another one drops into cash there, gets their head taken off. It's Larry that suffers there, and Hassie now has a 1 versus 3 situation. Knows there's one still in a balcony, so as soon as he hops through that rotate, it's not going to look great. It has to go across quick if they do want to go across. They're being held by the cross angles, but I don't think it's going to be enough. They have to go across, and exactly what we thought. Prediction was perfect there, and they are shut down with the cross angle from outside the main breach. So I just received a message that I'm pronouncing Hattie wrong. Hatshi, I believe is right. For whoever is in chat, you'll hear that in a minute, and you can correct me further if it's still incorrect. But yeah,
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
as far as I'm aware, that is what we'll be calling Hassie or Hatski tonight. I think, I don't know, like I say, pronunciation. I'm Scottish as well, so you need to give me a little bit of a break because things can be a little bit iffy with my accent. But won a piece after 2 rounds. That was a lot more of a convincing display from Team Misclick than what we're used to. They had an effective plan from the get-go. Looked like they were settled in pretty well towards that construction push. Had a couple of angles held out towards the main breach as well. And a reattempt onto the same site this time. CC and Cash again. So they'll be trying that for the second time in this game. A little bit of an extension down below. We have the Frost downstairs making a couple of rotates. You also have the castle as well. Eusebia's on that, and they're just making some rotates, creating some angles of lines of sight that they can still hold on to that construction thing just a little bit better than what they did last time. But it was the Maverick tricking of Pizza last time that was so effective. They were able to open up that wall. They were able to get in towards construction, able to get rid of the utility that was in there as well. I think that Larry and Konski are moving in from the other side. It looks like that is exactly where they're moving from. You can see Larry moving in now just to the top of that bedroom hallway and top of the main stairs now. Dropping down the drone. Nice drone there at the top just to watch those flanks. There'll be someone with a job to do on that. And Fask is the one that's going to be moving up behind to see that. So we'll actually see if he goes up behind them and up the main staircase. There is a drone there watching that. So we'll see if there is someone watching their drones and making sure that the flanks are on point. Iz and Larry, though, again doubling up, same team as before, towards that logistics area. New is outside to join them along with a Lion. Konski moving through the map as well and towards construction. 4-man push from that one area as Pizza begins some work towards the main breach. Has done the bottom half of the wall with the Maverick trick, but not quite able to get the top half. Takes a little bit of damage in the process, and now I think Fask is now on the move as Larry moves down the staircase, but I don't know if they're aware of the fact that they are downstairs. The gun goes off and that will give away the position of the Jaeger, and you can see the pings going off as Larry's on the hunt to try and find Fask as he moves down below and towards Arsenal now into church. So Larry is aware of the fact that there is someone floating around that side of the map. You still have Afla down on the bottom floor with Frost holding that angle up through towards the CC window, so the jump into camp. Pizza will find someone with a jump out, and that is a great claymore to find someone on the jump out on towards garage. Just not aware of the fact there's a claymore at their feet. Konski's going to find another one. It's Eusebio inside the site now, and Koala is the only one left in sight of Cash. There is 2 players off of site, so he's going to have to get some support somehow as they hold down the door. Now Fask though is able to find Pizza. New he finds Koala at the same time as News, and now inside of Cash has the control, and surely the plant will now be attempted from Team Misclick as Iz is on the coverage as well. At the same time, I think Larry takes a little bit of damage though through the wall, sees one, gets the down onto the Frost, and now Fask left in a 1 versus 3, but no, it's not enough to do anything as Nui is able to find the final pick onto the window, pre-fire, and takes him out the round. Team Misclick take their second round and their second attack on to CCTV and Cash. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. The executes are great so far. They're just, it's textbook stuff. One opening up that main breach. I'm quite surprised they didn't have 2 around there at that time. I think this time they just decided, you know what, we actually got that open pretty easily, so we just need to go for the Maverick this time. And Pizza was able to get himself a kill with the Claymore, so that was always nice, a nice bonus to the round. But again, great work. The coordination was there for them to get through construction, through the bedroom, through logistics. They had all of the boxes ticked. Didn't quite get the plant this time, but didn't really matter. They got the round on kills that time. Now, Inchbay they're just off the back of the 2 losses in CCTV and Cash. They're going to have to go back to a different site. Or they're going to have to change it up to a different site, sorry, and this time they're going to go back to the bottom floor, which is Church and Arsenal. Not too surprised to see them go back here. It is the one that they won, so of course this is the one they're going to be feeling most confident on. And now it is reopened after 2 rounds rotation. We do have an interesting pick again of Oryx on the board, which is, I think it's Hash. I'm going to, the issue is, when I'm casting so fast, I always read people's names as they are, so it's quite hard for me not to say them the way I see them, especially in the heat of the moment. So even if someone's got a pronunciation or something like that there, it's quite difficult. I'm sure anyone who's ever casted before will understand. Pizza gets the work started down on the top floor. We'll be looking to open up that main breach in towards CCTV. Now, this is just a utility burner, time waster, basically, from Entropy as they hold onto that. What a shot that is, though, from Fask, who swings out and takes the head off of Iz outside the garage. They're just not aware of the fact that Fask was exactly going to swing onto his skull. But Pizza is also going to be taken down as Eusebio comes in to support his teammates and finds another one inside the CCTV as Eusebio's now feeling himself as he swings out again. Afla finds Larry, and now it's suddenly a tricky situation for Team Misclick there. 2 versus 4 situation. Fask again finds another. It's Konski this time who is fallen down, and Fask again with a triple is able to find Nui to close out the round, and beautifully done as Team Misclick were barely able to set a foot inside the map before they were shut down so brutally, and a second round goes towards Entropy.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
So, another change. So, they've just lost basement after winning, or sorry, they've just won basement again after winning it for the second time, so it's locked. Can't go back there. Don't want to go back to CCTV because they've lost it twice, so they're going to change it up and go for gym and bedroom. Slightly different approach. Of course, they just want to change things up, really. That's basically the emphasis of it. There's not too much in terms of the analysis to put into that. It's just changing it up. That's really it. Nothing else that can really be added to that. I'm sure a colorcaster could find so much stuff to talk about for that, but that's the essence of it. Just changing things around after a double loss on CCTV, so I doubt we'll see them go back to there unless they're absolutely forced to, but it really does depend. Now, Afla going for a little bit of a cheeky spawn peek. Could be a fruitful endeavour if there had been someone to spawn on that side of the map, which there won't be. So Team Misclick will be able. I keep going to go to say TSM there just because of the TM. Larry's on the knock this time, doing a little bit of droning through lounge. Now there is one player floating around there. It is Afla, who could potentially bump into our very rude awakening in just a second inside of bathroom as Iz and Konski now sweep through the map there. But look at that for a shot that's going to find a double there. Afla into bathroom. He finds himself Iz and Konski, who were sleeping as they move through that rotate there. Could potentially get himself a triple here as he knows that the knock's on the other side of the wall, but the push will surely come through. Swings out again and it looks to find a third, but can't do it as Larry puts him into the dirt, and now it's a 3 versus 4 situation as we go to the top floor to have a look and see where everyone is. Nui and Larry on the bottom floor. Pizza has opened up the wall, or has helped open up the wall anyway. Has the ace in hand, has been able to open it up. And there is a mirror though that is staring at him right in the face. 2 versus 4 though. Eusebio swings down and finds Larry on the bottom floor and finds himself a nibble. We've actually missed the action as he's moving around through the map, and I'm not even 100% sure where he is. He's found him through the bathroom from the vertical shot. I can only apologise to the chat for missing that. Like I say, I'm doing everything tonight, so it can be quite hard to catch all of the action on your screens as Koala is able to finish it off onto Nui, and that will be the final kill for that round. Pretty convincing stuff so far from Entropy. They've had a good start to this. Well, I say good start. They had a good start, then a bit shaky couple of rounds, and then they've managed to bite back a little bit with the previous 2 rounds. So they're doing well. They're playing well, and it's serving up to be a decent game tonight anyway.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers. Using shield. Bomb located by attackers. Bomb secured.
You know, like I say, because it is just me tonight, and I do have 3 maps to cast, and I'm casting all weekend, I won't be doing a hell of a lot of analysis and breaking down of things, just purely because I need to save my voice a little bit. 4 days worth of casting to do. So yeah, I don't want to go too crazy with that. And you know, like I say again, if people have tuned into the past, you'll know exactly. I'm not exactly one who holds back when it comes to shouting and getting excited. So which is always a good thing, isn't it? That's exactly what you want from me. Feel free to drop something in the chat and tell me off for that if that's not what you want to hear. Alpha making some rotates inside of bedroom, has the frost in hand, a couple of frost bats on those windows just to stop the hops and make it a little bit more difficult. Larry though looks like he could be victim to it if he doesn't pay attention. Just holds on to the window for a second, melee's at, and I don't think there's going to be any movement at all from the frost. He's just going to hold focus for a moment inside of that bedroom, and you see just holding onto that doorway, just going to play the time, wait it out a little bit, knows that they're going to have to try and clear him out of there, but has managed to get himself in a pinch position, knows that there's someone inside the bedroom, and it looks as though they have that information, but is not aware of the fact that Eusebio is swinging out and potentially going to get himself a shot onto the head of Iz, but not quite able to land anything. And Iz though is the one that is able to land most of the shots, finds them and takes them all the way down to 10 HP as Afla now takes quite a bit of damage inside of bedroom as Iz moves through, finally picks up that kill inside of bedroom, finishes off Afla, and that is now the bedroom secured. They have what they needed, and Eusebio's still hungry for it, still swinging out and still wanting to try and get Iz taken off the board, but not quite able to get anything onto him. It just seems to be completely missing his shots, but does take a lot of damages in that engagement. Not as much as Eusebio though, as he moves now in towards construction, is tries to find an angle that can hold through towards the rotates that are between the CC and the cache. Now there isn't actually a rotate there, it's just head holes there, so they won't be able to do anything really in terms of holding on to an angle, that particular angle. It would just have to be someone passing through from the doorway. Konski now opens up the wall, and that will now be the position secured to get the plant down, so it's just a case of establishing those crossfires and making sure that they get himself in to get the plant. Eusebio is in charge of holding on to the main breach, knows that there will be someone coming through to plant in just a second. Lolari is going to find Dahachi inside of, I think he found him on the rotate, yes, you can see at the top of your screen there as he finds him down there. Larry on the cover there as the plant now goes down, and Eusebio though is finally found by Iz, as finally finds Iz. Whoa, that's a, see that 5 times fast. Knew he though was going to find fast, and it's a 4 versus 1 situation. Koala is the one left with it all to do. The diffuser is down and it is ticking. There's 30 seconds left. Crosses though, but knows that there's going to be someone holding his feet angled there. It pretty much trapped at the top of red stairs and can't get out of here without taking an engagement and shutting it down to a 1 versus 1. Though sees one and not enough, as Larry is able to find the final pick, and it's a 3-3-half for Clubhouse. Shows you just how rusty I am there, tripping over my words a couple of times there. Brain going too fast for the mouth sometimes. Which is usually the other way around for me, but hey ho. Okay. So, good half, 3 piece.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by
now we switch things up a little bit and we head down towards the bottom floor for Team Misclick's defense. Down on basement church, or basement arsenal, whatever you want to kind of call it, arsenal, church, blue, all sorts of different names for the bottom floor really, but basement really is fine for the site. We've unfortunately lost someone, I don't know why, but I'm going to have to go and check what the issue is. We've lost a few, and some technical difficulties I believe, so I will catch up with you in a moment, and we'll see you just shortly. Hello everyone, thanks for your patience if you've stayed here, and nice to see you if you've just came to the stream. I do apologise for the technical difficulties that we were experiencing earlier on. The Team Misclick versus Entropy Gaming game will be finishing off stream just because of technical difficulties on the spectator side of things. But we'll be starting up in just a second with the second matchup of the day. That'll be PBX Esport versus Odessa. And hopefully, if everything is going smoothly, we'll finish off with High Voltage versus Villains. Now, the map bans have just rang out for that first map. And the map that we're going to is again Clubhouse, second time tonight. So we'll be going, hopefully this time we'll get it finished off and we'll be able to actually see what's happening on Clubhouse. Like I say, I hadn't been played too much this season, and that's 2 in a row, so hopefully we get some good strats coming out on this one. But without further ado, I think we'll get us started, because I think that is everyone in the lobby and ready to go. So let's get going. Now, Clubhouse, like I said, we've just been on it. We've just seen another couple of teams play it. We've seen a couple of good attacks for it. But this time it's a different couple of teams that are going to be on it this time. We have, of course, Odessa versus PBX, who used to be Aero Gaming. So if you're looking at the Wikipedia at all, that's what they still show up as. Now, both of these teams, well, one of the teams actually, Aero has, or Aero, like I said, they've changed to PBX, haven't actually played yet. So they are going to be getting their first game tonight. High Voltage, they were playing after them. They've also not played. But the reason for that is just because there was a reschedule that's happened, which won't be played again until week 8. So they're now getting their first game this week instead. But it's against Odessa, who will be playing their second game, who have not won a game yet. They lost their first game, so they'll hopefully be up and running tonight. First couple of bans ringing through. You can see it's Montaigne and Ying. I do apologise there. Again, some technical difficulties on my end. Like I said, I did say in the last stream that it was myself running everything tonight, so juggling this plus the rehosting things can be a little bit tricky. So I do apologise if things don't go in the right place here and there. But it is just, like I say, because I'm doing everything tonight. I think we lost someone for a second there, but thankfully they're back with us, so hopefully everything is all good to go. Now, just because of the way that the bans happened, the teams are reversed, so usually it's the blue team that starts the attack and the orange team that starts the defence, but they're flipped this time, so it's your blue team that will be starting on defence and orange team starting on the attack, and that is Odessa PBX, so that's just the way it's kind of working around. So it is ready to go. So we're ready to start. Bans have already been done. Monty, Ying, Solus and Mozzie are the ones that go, and we'll see what this has in store for us.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Okay, so I'm fully here now. I do believe that we're all ready to go. I've done everything that I need to do on the other side of production stuff, so everything should be good to go. It should just be me and the game that are now able to focus on everything. So like I say, it's Clubhouse. Teams that you have on display is PBX versus Odessa, and starting on the defense is PBX. Of course, things are flipped around if you're used to it being the blue team on the attack and the orange team on the defense. It's actually just the colours are changed around. That's all that's different, but they are still starting on the defense here, PBX. Now, in terms of the site, they've opted to go for an interesting one to start us off as gym and bedroom. They've started off inside a bathroom. They have the mirror on side, and they will have that ready to go for the push that should eventually come from this side. I think there's been a couple of people just pausing, I don't know if they're getting ready to start, but we'll have a look in just a second. Odessa now starting things moving inside this round and inside this matchup as Odessa now open up the first wall that was over towards the CC side. See that breach that's normally walled up there and reinforced, just because that is usually an angle of attack for the attackers, but they're not opting to go for it just yet. They just opened it up nice and early, just so that it gives them the option later on in the game, and instead they're going to go for a full rotate round. You can see that is it Ajax, or is it Ajax? I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not actually 100% sure, depends on the pronunciation. We'll be starting as we'll be rotating across with the Thermite. Geo holding on to an angle there just for a second, but opts to drop off of it, as has the Thatcher in tow. Not quite needed for that wall, because it is of course half open there. A little bit of a gunfight comes out from Xerox on towards the Sjun, or Sjun. Like I say, if there's anyone in chat that knows the pronunciation of these, I usually do ask teams beforehand what the pronunciation of them, but I haven't had a chance tonight just because I'm juggling 3 matches on my own tonight in production, and all of it. It's all me that's tonight, so like I say, bits and pieces might not be in the right areas, and I've not had a chance to actually ask the team their proper pronunciation. Xerox gets onto the window and towards CCTV, as there's 2 players inside cash that are just waiting for the contestant to come in, and no one's going to go for it just yet. That's confusing. Xerox and Xerox. That one is definitely going to cause some confusion amongst me and probably you guys as well watching. Psych though is going to get the opening pick onto Fusco, and I think that's a vertical nade that potentially came up through the floor, but I'm not 100%. Yes, says on the bottom floor and the middle floor there. You can see that that's likely where that came from, pushing up the main staircase towards the site now and up towards the bedroom area. Gets rid of that cam. They wouldn't actually have heard that too much because they do have a silencer on the gun there, and there's no one actually to contest them as he moves up the staircase though, but someone has been down, but they're not out yet as Xerox is able to get them down. Sai Quinn to find another pick onto Ajax there, and it's a 3 versus 4 situation. No, the castle stands up to it, and it's the Quaya to find Xerox pushing through in towards Cashroom, but the teammate is still down on the floor. It's Tricked, waiting to be picked up, and he will be delivered from salvation as he is now back up on his feet. Psych is also going to have the same scenario happening now, but hops across the bed. Xerox is going to find one sleeping next to the bed. They must have just fallen out as Dan Quay is able to find Xerox. As we can now see the plant going down. 1 versus 2. Psych is on the coverage there and is able to shut down the pushing through towards the bedroom area. Now it's Trix in a 1 versus 2 situation. Diffuser is down on the floor and it will be ringing out, giving him a sore head as Trix move around the map though. But I don't think they're aware of what swing round that came round. I think they just heard that. Good set, good headset there, eh? Swings through it, just hears the player moving around and gets himself a freebie. Good stuff to start us on this map. Or match map. We've already been at this map tonight, so it really does depend. So, yeah, like I say, I have to apologise if I'm saying things wrong because there is quite a few names. The thing is as well is there's some in different languages, and then they add they change the letters and stuff like that. So that can actually that causes like a further confusion. I'm like, oh wait a minute, this is. I just have to kind of guess pronunciation and then decipher it a little bit. So, like I say, apologies to any of the team, apologies to anyone who's speaks that language as well, and you know, maybe butchering things. But drop it in the chat in English as well, please, because obviously I don't speak annoyingly any other languages because it's not really taught in Scotland that much. So I speak just Scottish slang. That's really it. That's all you hear from me. Anyway, enough of my waffling for the night. Down to the bottom floor we go, to basement. And that is Church and Arsenal. We'll be seeing the second defence for PBX after losing that opening round. Diffuser was down and planted, so that will be a good start for those players on that attack. Hopefully they can put up a better defence. The defence wasn't too bad. It was very quick. It was quite close, to be honest. A couple of different things, so it's not too far away from it. Sion is what I'm being told is John. Now I can promise to I'm not going to make a promise to say that I'm going to say them right when they're in the heat of the moment. I just read it right off the screen because there's a lot of moving parts and I'm spectating. If I wasn't spectating at the same time, I probably maybe would be able to do the pronunciations a bit better, but because I'm doing that as well, it's a lot of multitasking, which is fine. That's fine. It's enjoyable. First, go inside of Arsenal room, just waiting for the push to come down the dirt hallway. There's no one to contest up towards dirt as Xerox is able to start that opening up towards the tunnel. You can see that faraway breach has opened up. The bandit, not quite enough to stop that from happening. Just waste a little bit of time and utility to try and get that off. There's 4 players inside the site. I do believe we have 1 roamer, but where are they located is the question. It's Tricked on the top floor. On the Oryx has a couple of holes made up so that they can contest anyone that does decide to hop into kitchen, which no one has done just yet. Psych is the only one inside of the map for Odessa as they move towards the central hallway and in towards bar. Now up to get that cam, get rid of it, just to make sure that they can move around and they're comfortable without being spotted. Geo has taken a little bit of damage on the Thatcher, not quite the operator you want to lose out, but they don't have a Cade on side, so they're not able to shut down the hatch, so we'll be able to open up. They won't need the Thatcher for that if the Thatcher was to go early. No one to contest on that staircase. Geo just prone just at the moment. Xerox takes a little bit of damage on, I believe, the upside down rappel, or into war. Actually, not even upside down rappel. His Tricks though is going to be collected as he rotates it down. I think he just went to drop the hatch there, and you can see where Psych's positioning is, and I think the corpse is probably in near that area. I don't actually see where the... Ah, there you go. It was easier when there was bodies, but you know, some people won't even be aware of that, what that used to look like before they changed it to the icons. Psych is able to get the opening pick for Odessa as... So now this username, there's absolutely no chance I'm going to get this right. Xerox though is going to find Sion inside of the site there, pushes through, and it's now Fusco as well to find Xerox. There's so many Xeroxes here. 2 players on the same team with very similar names is it's a bit of a nightmare. 2 versus 4 now as Ajax is able to find Fusco through the gap in the floorboards there, has the flash in hand and goes to ping it down, but decides not to as they hear the player in the hallway, flashes them out. It will be the Mira that will be on the receiving end of that, but doesn't quite get flashed, moves through in towards Church, knows there's a player that's dropped down in Moto and not aware of the fact that there's a player on the other side of that wall though, makes a hole to try and see them, but not able to land a shot, so swing comes out from the buck as Xerox defines it. I think it's Squin. P-Squin, I'm not sure.
10 seconds left.
Ding Quay is able to find Psych, and now it is a 1 versus 3 situation. Takes a bit of damage inside of Sight and towards the Arsenal area, but the plant is now down. It's all against the odds, and Geo is able to find the final pick for the attackers again. They're able to take this on. Aha, see, I've just been informed that I forgot to change the stream title. So I am trying. Everyone, I hope that you all know that. So the hardest one for me is definitely the Mira right now. If someone can tell me in chat how to pronounce that name, I would be... You're a lifesaver. That would be amazing. And that would be absolutely wonderful if you could do that. I don't know, we'll just change the stream title. So just give me a sweet second to do search, and then I'll be back with you. Apologies for the confusion in the chat there. If you're just reading, if you're just catching up now, there, Team Misclick have already played. It was finished off of the stream just purely because of it was actually my fault. I had an issue with there's a bug that restarts everything. I can give you the official result as well. Team Misclick did win 7-4 versus Entropy. We left that match at 3 each. It was looking like a good matchup, but Team Misclick have managed to take it. So I'm not too surprised at that. It looked as though they were warming up into the game, and they were able to be the ones that take it.
Reloading.
Top floor hold though, we've returned here for the second time. They've already been here on the first site. They were... I would say it's quite narrowly pipped to the win on this one. It wasn't actually too bad a round for them. We did end up in a 1 versus 2 situation with the plant down eventually, but it did look pretty decent from PBX from the get-go, and it just kind of fell apart nearer the end. But they're looking like they're trying to put up a solid hold on towards CCTV. As Tricks that has the SMG 11 in hand on the mute. Xerox is outside behind that window just outside the CC and looking to get that drone in and get some information. Sion inside of Gym at the moment with the Frost on hand. There is also a castle on the board as well, which Psych will be happy to deal with that sledgehammer. Now, Ajax is just pouring outside. They've got the wall opened, at least half of it anyway. Trix is able to get the opening pick onto Xerox outside of the main breach, and it looks like he stopped to clip that as well at the same time as DN is able to help support them inside of that red staircase at the same time. First go towards construction, and a little bit of a resistance from... I don't actually know how to mention it. Yeah, I did update the stream as well, and thanks for mentioning it in chat, but I was also told to update it as well. Now Swing comes out here from Squin. I think I'm just going to call them Quinn. I think that's the only way we can do this, because I don't know what that's meant to be. So Mira's now Quinn. I do apologise to them if I'm mispronouncing it, but someone jump into chat and tell me, or someone from production can shoot it to me if I get it right. But they're able to get themselves a pick. C4 in hand, pings out and can it land? It's shot. Takes a little bit of damage, I think, onto Ajax there. Or maybe not even enough. Those Geo's able to find Quinn inside of the bathroom, and now DN is able to find Xerox as well. It's a 3 versus 2 situation as Ajax pushes through. Can he find the Tootsies off the other one? Triple kill for Geo on the other side of the map. Is able to get himself into a 2 versus 1 situation as DN now is the last one alive for PBX inside the logistics. The plant is now going down. Ajax is the one that is doing that. Has the ace in hand. Geo's holding as the overwatch towards it. But I think this one comes through here from DN just through the logistics, and he's not quite aware of the fact that there's one in the rotate, and it's Ajax to take the round for Odessa. As they take another attack, they're looking pretty comfortable, they're looking pretty strong as they are able to get 3 rounds on the bounce in Clubhouse. I'm actually going to ask them at the moment. Blue team timeout. I always forget. This is actually the first time I've actually casted and there's been a timeout, so it's almost like... It's a strange one. I've never actually seen it implemented like while I've been spectating, so it's a strange one. It's weird. Anyway, good start from Odessa. They're having a great game so far, and I am going to ask how to pronounce a couple of the names as well. Because I don't like getting names wrong, because I know that it doesn't sound great when you go to clip something and someone's saying your name wrong. And I get it a lot because my name sounds like it's French and it's Chamberine, because a lot of people go Chamberine or something like that. So yeah, it really does depend. I appreciate the compliments. Like I say, it is a bit of a delay, so when I see your chat and if I respond, I do keep an eye on the chat, because it is just myself tonight, so it can be a wee bit lonely when you're casting on your own, so I will respond to the chat as best I can. So I appreciate the compliment. I'm not at my best in terms of my casting, purely because I'm doing all of it tonight. I'm doing production, spectating, map bans, everything. It's all me that's doing everything, so it can be a little bit kind of disjointed than what I'm used to and stuff like that. It's a bit less conversational stuff like that, and I don't get into the casting as much, but I'll do my best to do it. Of course, I have been away from casting for a wee while, so I'm not at my best anyway, but we're hoping to get there. I'm hoping to get up and running and feeling good and whatnot, but we'll see how the evening goes and how the league goes. I'm hoping I can get a game shortly where I don't have to do anything. I can just talk, because that's what I'm good at. That's the best thing I can do. And of course, I'm going to stop talking now, because I'm going to stop waffling now is what I'm going to say. I'll start talking about the actual game. First wall is opened up in towards Garage. Trix is the one that feels the pressure. It is the ace that is able to open up. It's pretty straightforward to open that wall, because there is no resistance at all really on it, so there's nothing to stop them opening that wall. They open it up comfortably. A couple of players on the roof as well. You've got Odessa that are starting up here. They're looking to get through the map from the top floor. Psych is the one to open it up, and looks like they'll probably just drop the hatch. Pretty much a hot drop. Knows that there's not anyone out there to contest. Looks like all 5 members for PBX are located in and around the site. You can see Sion is on the rafters area just now, holding on to that garage door. Knows that there will be someone pushing from there. There always is. Xerox and Geo, though, are the ones that are in charge of opening up this wall, sending out the Thatcher devices and the ace charges to get one opened up. And at least they got one, because the bandit trick did go off and at least got rid of one of them, so that'll be half of that closed and the other half is wide open, but it's a vault, so it's not going to be ideal. So they're going to have to at least expose something to get through and get that plant if that is where they want to go. And they don't have enough to get through towards... I was going to say they don't have enough, I've just realised that they still have their thermite charges available, so they're still covered, they're okay, they're all good. Ajax is on the other side. So far gone, I didn't even realise they were in the map. But they're in construction, they're opening up the wall. Again, the bandit charges have been pretty much used up, so they're not able to get that contested. On the bottom floor, though, there's some damage to be done as Xerox is able to find himself a double kill. Where has he found that from? Is that he's finally dealt with Fusco, though, is also able to get himself a pick as Psych is through the map and now towards find Geo is inside the cache, and it's a plant going down from Ajax. This all just suddenly came apart here. Trix is able to find Xerox as well, so 2 versus 1, 1 versus 2, and now Trix has it all to do. Suddenly, it's all just collapsed in towards cache, and Ajax for the final pick eventually for Odessa, and they take another attacking round onto CCTV and the Clubhouse as they are able to get, I believe now, 4 rounds in a row on their attack. I have no idea where that came from. I think someone's... Look, I don't know how it's displaying like that, but I think they're still in the lobby, so it can be iffy sometimes. He's just been a bit weird with servers and stuff like that lately. So yeah. All fell apart there. I don't actually know how. I think they just basically sent it through the breach and hope for the best. Got a couple of kills, a couple of picks here and there, and it all just fell to bits and pieces. And they were able to get themselves another attacking round. It's weird playing with the music on. I don't usually have the music on, but I've put it on for the cast because I know that that's what is usually on, so I don't usually have the music on the background, so it's kind of jarring to have it there for me. But yeah, it's kind of soothing sometimes. The good old Siege music. Now, they haven't changed anything this time. They've decided to go towards the same site. They have pretty much brought the same operators. Same idea, the Frost, the Bandit. They have Jaeger as well, so it looks as though they're pretty much going for the same idea. They've got the Mira on tow, and it's interesting to say to put the reinforcement here, because usually you would see the Mira window put on that reinforcement, and I think that's the mistake that they've just realised that they can't do. They can't place a Mira window on that side of the wall. That's the mistake. And that could be a costly mistake later on in the late game, because that Mira window is so strong. It's probably better just to reinforce the other wall and put the Mira window down, or put it on the soft wall. At least get utility out of that, because I don't actually know where the other Mira has been placed. The Mira window is somewhere else. On the bottom floor, we do have DNQ, who is inside that swamp and lounge area. For those of you who don't know, this area here is called swamp quite often, just to differentiate between the two parts of lounge, because there isn't a specific name for that on the map. So if you don't know that, there you go, some custom insight for you on this map. Now, this wall has been opened up. This is also called Plateau, which you'll hear me use it sometimes. It really does depend. I just use it as just the main breach area, or kind of the roof area. It really depends, but Plateau is what it gets called. So if I ever use that call, just so you're not confused, you will know what I'm talking about. Psych, inside of the logistics area, knows that there's a player to contest inside of cache, sends a couple of pre-fires in, the swing comes out there, look at shot, they are beautifully threaded into the skull of PSH, and is able to get the opening pick on side for Odessa, who have looked stronger and stronger. Psych on the entry, able to get themselves on the board. Fusco's down below and is cooking up a C4, sends it up, but is it going to be able to connect with anyone? That Thatcher EMP is actually going to stop that from happening, so Fusco's nitro cell will remain on the bottom floor and not be able to be detonated at this moment in time, but the wall is opened up. A massive hole is being created there. Geo on the window at the moment. Fusco at the top of the red staircase, joined by their teammate in the castle in the hands of DNQ. Xerox, though, knows that there could be someone floating around that other side of the map. Just has the drones there, making sure that no one can do that, and that's not going to happen yet. Psych, though, is able to push in and at least gets another one. That's DNQ dealt with, and the plant is now going down. Ajax is dealing with that on the other side. You can see the plant is pretty close. Xerox, though, is going to find it's SIN, or SIN. Xerox, though, oh, it's an unfortunate team kill there. Xerox versus Xerox, and Fusco is able to find Psych, and Ajax finds Fusco, and Geo, to finish it off, finds on to Trix. They just collapse so quick. It's so quick that I can't even get the spectating right. So, apologies with that. It's just, they just seem to just go snap, bang, right into it, and just shut everything down right away. It doesn't matter where PBX are playing, they just come in full steam ahead, and they're able to get it. Now, you'll notice something. We've seen all three of the main sites. We've still not seen that stage. Well, it's not even stage anymore, is it really? It's bar, really. It's just big, just bar, but condensed. Not seen it. It's just Church and Arsenal, and it's just CCTV and teaser out from Gym and Bedroom as well. But PBX just not able to get a foothold into this. They're just not able to get anything, really. Because Odessa are just not giving them an inch. They are steamrolling them every single time. They just seem to... Their setups are amazing. They're really good in terms of their drone play, their utility play, setting up everything, the cross angles. They have everything in position for the plant to go down. Each time they've attempted to go for the plant, they're not playing for the kills, which is nice to see. It's nice to see someone playing true siege to the actual objective and trying to get those plants down, get the case on the ground, and that is what they've been trying to do for the duration of this match. Most of them have ended on kills anyway, just purely because just the sheer man count and the way that they constrict onto the site is just so unique in terms of this match. They're able to actually get themselves all the coverage in the world. They've got every single angle covered, and you know, there's been a couple of times where, you know, there was one of the earlier rounds where someone's trapped at the top of the red stairs. I can't remember who it was, but they're trapped at the top of the red stairs and they didn't have a single angle to move, and it's just beautiful. It's nice to see. Nice to see some great attacking play, because Clubhouse is one of the harder attacking maps in terms of getting that chemistry to get things done, because it's such a very tick-the-box exercise of a map. There's a lot that you need to do. Open this, drone this, and then obviously push this map, all those kind of things. It's just that on a bigger scale. It's not like your coastline, you know, back in the day when you basically just run and gun, really. It's nothing like that. It's a lot more utility play and a lot more of the coordination required. Nothing too quick is happening, nothing too in terms of the push anyway, at least nothing really exciting happening yet. The wall has been opened up towards dirt, which is not too surprising to see this early on. But Psych though is already inside the map, inside a bar. There's no players outside in the roam from PBX to actually contest this. I think there might be one player which is kind of teasing the roam, which is Quinn here out on the lounge roam here just now. Is drone though, so I imagine that Psych will be straight after that. You can see holding the angle in towards lounge there, but instead it's actually going to opt to go for bar, because there's a job to do, and it is not to go and hunt down people. It is likely to actually get the map control that they require. Just going to hold an angle, not going to go make anything too drastic in terms of the movement through the map. Knows that there's a felt cam to be dealt with, but still on the other side, I think the Capcan has now retreated, or at least went to the top floor. You can see Quinn moved up to this cash room area now, and I think that they're going to have to be wary of this, because this could be a big play from Quinn, who's not quite got a foothold into the map yet. 1 in 5 at the moment, and will be looking to move through the map, and knows that there could be a player nearby, but see the drone coming out there and opts just to show a little bit of trigger discipline and move out. But this could be a missed drone that could come out here. There's a player directly to the left and no one's able to land any shots yet. The drone comes out again, sends the C4, but I don't think it's going to be able to plant on anybody. As Geo is there for the swing, he's going to swing it again. Geo takes a little bit of damage, just a lick though. It's only 20 HP as the Ayana now joins in. Xerox pushes through, and he's the one to find the kill onto Quinn. They are not able to get anything in terms of a result on the kill feed there, as Geo takes a little damage. They'll be happy with that though. Cleared though. Wasted some time though, the Capcan, out on that roam there, as Xerox is able now to get up towards the escape tunnel entrance and towards Arsenal. Knows that there's some people to contest inside of Arsenal. Trick swings out again to try and find anyone at the bottom of that main stairs, but no result as of yet, as Ajax finds DNQ inside of sight, presumably from that hatch side of kitchen there, as Psych now drops in towards the main Arsenal room. The plant will now be attempted in just a second, I believe, though, but it's Fusco though swings in, I think, from the hatch there, is able to find Ajax, and Xerox as well finds SIN or Sun, is what I'm being told, I believe. Fusco now in a 1 versus 3 situation. The plant goes down, he's on the hatch though, they have the information, that's where they are, but look at that for a shot from Xerox up through the hatch, finds the body of Fusco and deals with it. That is that for the attacking half of Odessa. It takes 6-0. We could potentially see a 7-0 here from Odessa, who have absolutely steamrolled through PBX so far on Clubhouse. Now, this could be the final round for this match. It's not going to be the final game for this evening. There'll be another one on at 8 o'clock GMT or 9 o'clock CET, Central Eastern Time, whatever time zone you use. We are, yeah, So yeah, there's going to be another game after that. Hopefully things go all well. That's High Voltage versus Villains up after this one. Really does depend on, obviously, how this plays out. Right now, it's looking like a quick in and out for Odessa. They're looking strong, they're looking confident. They've got 6 rounds in a row. And the thing about Odessa now is I don't see anyone particularly stepping up in terms of like an MVP. Like, you know, they're not someone outright destroying people on the kill feed. You know, you've got Geo on 9 kills, which is good. You've got Xerox as well. Or there's Xerox and Xerox is this issue, yeah. So you've got Xerox is on 7 kills, and you've also got Ajax as well, who's on 6. So it's pretty balanced as well. Xerox, who's on 3 kills, is actually been the one that's been doing most of the droning for the team, has been very rarely in the map until the late stages or only when they need to use some of that utility. So it's pretty balanced, it's pretty spread out. There's no one dropping double digits, there's not crazy plays coming out from everyone. It's everyone just checking the boxes, making sure they're in the right areas, making sure they're on the drones at the right time. You've seen that play down on the Quinn in the top floor. They just pinched them out. As soon as they knew they were there, the drone came in, then the 2 players doubled up, they refragged to get off of each other. They didn't even need the refrag at the end. Quinn was dealt with just 1 player. Took a little bit of damage, Geo, but there was enough force there to actually shut down Quinn inside of that area. Now, they did waste a bit of time, but they didn't quite get the result. There was an opportunity there for a kill and potentially a favour to be established for PBX, but it just wasn't there. Now, this setup here is an interesting one because it is the bottom floor. We do have Odessa getting quite a roam game going as Psych and Ajax are up top floor. That's, say that 5 times fast again, jeez. Up on the top floor, is what I want to say. Psych has the Valkyrie, so it's a bit of a pea-shooter, so has to land those shots. You do have Xerox up there as well, so there's so much roam game here. Goes to go for the run out. There's a player out there and gets a shot. Beautifully done there. Opens up the wall and finds Trick's head and just takes it clean off his shoulders. There is an upside down repel though. I think it is DNQ on the Ayana who's holding on to it, but it's not holding on to the right angle. Doesn't know there's one on the staircase. It's actually holding on to the lower staircase. Not quite aware of the fact that Xerox is there, and the both of them aren't aware of each other. It's almost like a good old fashioned Mexican standoff where they're just kind of standing inches away from each other, but they're not quite able to get themselves into a gunfight either. Or Psycho's going to find Fusco and Xerox is going to find another one as well. That's Quinn taken off of the board and Xerox having a here on the top floor. I'll say someone here, but like I say, Xerox, they're interchangeable at this point. I feel like you should almost call them Z and X. That's probably the best way to do it. Cyclone's rotated in towards Stock. Knows there's a player sniffing around outside there, and it's actually going to be Xerox from above who's able to find Sion, and Quinn has left the game. I don't know if that's a rage quit, but we'll find out in just a second though, as Psych goes to rotate out trying to find the other player, but they're outside Stock now. It's DNQ left with the ult doing a 1 versus 5 situation. Can they clutch us up to keep them on the map though? They could potentially get a freebie on the back of Psych, who's not paying attention to the potential that's a player outside. Another swing comes out there and another death. 2 for DNQ. Could he find himself an ace and a clutch to keep them within breathing distance and hopefully keep them in this matchup, because they need it. They're hoping for it. They don't have a round. They need someone to step up. Somebody needs to try and drag them through the rest of this matchup. There's 3 members left on side for Odessa, and a swing out again. Just misses the head though, and Mira of Xerox closes it out. 7 rounds clean as you like. Odessa take the round. They take the match. They take the map. They take all the points. They take absolutely everything. Flawless victory. 7-0, and good night to PBX. That was straightforward for them. There was not even a slight inkling of anything, really. They just seemed like they didn't turn up at all for PBX. It's so unfortunate. 7-0, like I say, that's such a straightforward win for Odessa. They were so easily the better team. They were tying things together perfectly. The drones came through ideal. It was amazing. It was really good siege to watch, actually, from my point of view. I hope it was good for you guys as well. Like I say, there wasn't anything in terms of like action, in terms of, you know, clutch plays and people, you know, having an absolute heater throughout the whole time. But yeah, it was really well done from Odessa. It was a good team play, and they looked like a pretty strong team in my opinion. It's the first time I've seen them play, so they are looking good though. They are looking good. They had already started this off with a loss last week, so they seem to have ironed out some of the kinks, and they're looking good, and hopefully they can continue on with that form. Now, don't go anywhere. There is another game coming up just after this. It will be High Voltage versus Villains, and then that will be it basically for this evening. I'll be back again tomorrow as well. I'll share I don't think I have the schedule in a minute, but you'll see tomorrow anyway for tomorrow's matches. But that's pretty much it for that matchup. We'll be heading through, and just for a quick break, should only be 10-15 minutes or something like that. It really does depend. Well, I see that, but they did finish 20 minutes early. So if the other teams are ready, we'll get going quickly. If not, then we'll have to wait a wee while. But it really does just depends. I don't want to stay too long and talk too much, again, purely just because it's only me tonight. I'm doing 3 full maps. I'm also doing casting all weekend. Don't want to lose my voice. I've got a habit of losing my voice because I shout a little bit too much. But it really does depend on what the siege is like. And that was great siege to watch. Odessa take it 7-0, and I will see you guys in just about 20-25 minutes for the next matchup. thanks for joining us tonight. I hope you're all still there. I hope everyone's came back. Thanks for hanging on if you have stayed the whole time. It has been a wee while just because we finished a little bit early on the other match, but we're back with the final match of the evening, which is High Voltage versus Villains. You can see the map bans on your screen at the moment. The result we did in Villa. We have, I don't think I've seen Villa yet, so this will be interesting. Getting something new tonight, for me anyway, and I'm hoping that it's going to be a good matchup. The last one, 7-0, of course, so hopefully this one is a little bit different. Hopefully we're getting something a bit more competition. Well, it depends. It depends how you view your action. Some people prefer 7-0, some people prefer a little bit of excitement, but yeah. If you're asking in chat, I just seen the message just come through. Of course, it's slightly delayed, different. I will just engage with chat a wee bit tonight, even though it's a wee bit delayed, but it's just myself tonight. So I will engage with you guys. But yeah, Entropy lost 7-4 to Misclick. And Odessa won 7-0 against PVX. But we're starting on Villa with this one. And we're pretty much ready to go. So we'll get us into Villa. The Villa's a wonderful map. It's one of my favourites. It's up there with, I think, one of the best in the game, in my opinion, to be honest. The beautiful hillside of Tuscany. It looks amazing. I love it. It's just such a fun map to play, I think. It's just such a big map. It just wants something different from you. You need to try and clear through the entire map. So it's just, yeah, I think it's such a good map. And I'm hoping to see something exciting from this. So we'll get pretty much get going. We'll get right into this with the bands, starting us off on this will be the orange team, of course, just so that everybody knows who's who. Orange team being Villains, blue team being High Voltage. We have flashed the leaderboard just so you see the team members. You can see everybody. No one has that in their name, so it's going to be more difficult, but we'll try and keep up with it. We'll try and keep up. First ban away, Jackal. Not too surprised to see that go away on Villa, of course. It's a pretty roam heavy map, so I'm not really, that's a pretty standard ban, to be honest, and it's not something that I'm really shocked to see. Also, again, pretty standard stuff, not something that we are shocked to see, let's be honest. And a no operator ban, interesting. Okay, now that's maybe an accidental thing from them, or they've just decided that they don't want to. Maybe it's to psych them out. Maybe it's just to go, you know what? We don't need to ban anybody. Who cares? But they did ban Osa, so they did ban someone. So we'll see you in just a second. Okay. So just the one ban that was missed, which is just brings more questions, to be completely honest. It's almost expected to ban quite a few, but it really does depend, doesn't it? So yeah, Osa and no ban for High Voltage, and Jackal and Malusi banned for Villains. So let's have a look. Let's see what we've got, what action we have in store for us on the wonderful Tuscan Villa. Top floor, of course, is where we're heading to, and we'll see what they have for us on this site. Now, in terms of the site, Aviator Games, not surprised to see it right away, to be honest. It is one of the more common ones you see. It's usually the cycle between that and Trophy. I'm quite surprised to see Sola slip through the ban phase, to be honest. I've not yet seen her on this. I don't actually think I've seen her at all, really. I think maybe seen her once or twice, but most of the time she's been getting banned. There's quite a high ban rate at the moment, just by being quite strong. Of course, it is the first season in the operator pick. So, of course, none of those quarantine scenarios anymore. You can just play them straight out of the gate, so they're able to be played immediately within comp. Now, High Voltage are your blue team, and your orange team are the other side, which is Villains. High Voltage starts off with an attack on the northeast side. They're moving in towards this bathroom area. Now Supper hiding in the corner, just tucked in there with the frost and tow silencer on that gun as well, just to make sure that they are hidden and out of sight should they get themselves into an open engagement. A terminal takes the first engagement towards that closet area where there is at least 2 or 3 people going for the drones. You can see the solos coming in handy here, is able to spot out those drones and knows that the pressure will be coming in from this area. It looks like this is where they want to clear from. It is the most common way to push through this map. Keira Knightley, of course, inside of closet. I'm going to try not and laugh at some of the names that we can see. Sync is down below. You have, ooh, that's a difficult name to say. Feijoa. I'm not 100% sure. Supper though takes a bit of damage as he's able to find Keira Knightley on the other side, inside of closet. I think they were able to swing it in towards that closet area from quite a distance away as Sync is able to find Feijoa. We'll say Joa. I'll go with Joa then now, right? That's what we'll go with. Joa is able to be taken off the board with the C4 from below. Long angle held here in towards the closet area. 3-4 now is she to... Oh, I'm going to say that on stream. That's a bit... That's almost got me there. This is a professional establishment. And we'll not be saying things like that. Anyway, to divert from that, the action, there is a 3 versus 4 situation currently underway. Supper holds onto trophy for dear life. The drones are coming in at the moment, and surely the push will come afterwards. Eternal, though, still holding on. Sends out a couple of feelers there, but not able to land any shots onto Amos there, and they're able to find themselves a LMG pick onto the Solus, who's now been shut down, and there will be no danger towards those drones anymore except from the bullet fire that is around this map. The smoke of Imac is around the corner, just prone, waiting for a nice angle. Nice little swing in towards that 90 area. Gonna hold on there. The drone will come around the corner and will opt to drop back, of course, because they will have been droned out. There's a player probably going to be falling up from behind. The yellow ping comes out, so they have the information on where these players are moving from. Zesty's the one on the drones. Amos is now joined their teammate as well, and there's a down that's just came out from the cap cans. That is Young that's down on the floor. The knock, not able to get the impact that they are necessarily wanting with that frag and operator. Quite a bit of damage has been done onto Amos as well, and Zesty now pushing up towards that landing doorway, but takes quite a bit of damage off of the back of that smoke, and Nerd Sync with the down onto Amos and finishes that off as well. Zesty takes quite a bit of damage, pistol in hand. The smoke has done enough at least to get the kill. Imac is able to find it as Young finds Nerd at the same time. It's a 1 versus 2 situation, but Young is just gonna opt to drop back and not go for that kill. Defenders win the round on time, and the defenders of course are villains. They're able to pick that up, no problem at all. Now, in terms of the evolution of this map, it used to be that this was a defender-sided map. It was always a defender-sided map. Until after the utility meta, of course, if you've been in the game for quite a while, you'll know that. After the utility meta, it changed quite a bit. It slowly started to move towards the attacker side of things. I think it's quite balanced now. Some people would argue, obviously, for the other side, depending on how it's played, really. But I think it's quite balanced now. It swung quite aggressively on the attacker side for a while, just because of the way the meta went for the attacker side of things. But I think it's quite balanced. It feels quite nice to play. It feels like you've got a chance on either side now. Wasn't, you know, days are gone where you could just hole up and people would struggle to clear the map because it is a big map. People used to struggle, you know, clearing and stuff like that. I feel as though that isn't an issue as much. People are finding it easier and easier to drone through the map and clear it and shut down roamers and stuff like that. It's just, maybe it's a comfort thing, maybe it's just because it's been the pool for so long, or maybe it's just a change in the metas. But I think it's pretty balanced now. Changing the sights, of course, so they've moved across the trophy. They've had to change things up, of course, because that won that first opening one. Eternal, down on the bottom floor, has some drones to hunt. I apologise, I'm just trying to do some production stuff in the background. Make sure that things are going to run fine. Eternal in about 4, still looking around, trying to hunt these drones, looking for an opportunity to get rid of some of them. Supper, though, gets the opening pick onto Joa. That is inside of, I believe, the balcony. Is able to find that one. Swings out and gets that opening pick onto the Ayana. You can see that there is a little icon at the bottom of your screen on that. The balcony Sync, though, is shut down, though, as Young pushes in towards the vault area and is able to get himself a frag across onto the that other player on the opposite team and bring it towards a 4 versus 4 situation. So even the odds. Now the yellow ping's beautifully done. Look, can I get some shots onto the feet here? Just not able to spot it. Though sees a little bit go past, and not enough of the tootsies are showing as the buck now moves to buck. Don't know where I'm getting that from. I think it's actually Supper of Frost. I think it's just the outline that I was going by there, and they're back inside of sight. Imac and Billsies as well are also inside the site as well. So 3 players inside the site. The only one offside is Eternal on the bottom floor. Has of course the Solus in hand. The drone comes down the staircase, and that will actually probably spot them. I think Flores' drone did spot them there. Eternal will have to move around to the other side of the map and rotates up the other staircase towards Astro area. Amis now moving up this classical hallway towards the top of that landing area and those red staircase here. Knightley still doing quite a bit of drone work, sending in the Flores drones to try and get rid of some utility and put some pressure on the players inside of the site. Gets rid of the shield that Supper was playing on, so that will be a lot more tricky for them to play in towards that statue area. They will have to try and deal with just having the coverage of the wall on their left. Has the long angle though, has a 1.5 though, so will be able to put up at least quite a bit of a fight towards that doorway, and the swing does come out there, but neither player is able to land any shots on either one. The Flores drone just come out there and swings again, but not able to land any shots. Zesty that comes out on top also has a 1.5 on the ace, and the Flores drone is able to flush that player out a little bit at least. Now another swing comes out from the Azami. This time it's Billsies on top to find Zesty, but is not aware of the fact that there's still a player on that doorway that's coming through. The flash comes out, but will it flash him enough though? The Flores is pushing in towards the site though, but they're not able to pick up each other. Young's now down on the floor. Keir Knightley swings in again, gets himself Billsies, and is able to collect the player at the same time. Eternal now surely has the information of where both of these players are. Surely the call has came out that the player was down at the top of that landing staircase, and that is where the Flores was. They run across the site, and they'll probably hear that. Gets a freebie onto the planter, not aware of the fact that Eternal's inside the bedroom and could swing out and potentially win this out. It's a 1 versus 1 situation, and 20 HP for Young as he goes through the rotate, but they're not aware of where each other is, and Eternal is on top. The defenders are able to collect that round. Beautifully done off the back of Eternal, and what a round from Villains. You can dissect any part of that round wherever you like, but to be honest, it went wrong really at the end, at the execute there. The coverage they were just not aware of the fact that Eternal was on the other side. I think they thought that they were potentially Astro side, and that's what caused the confusion. They went for the plant on the default area, and they just weren't aware of the fact that Eternal was just floating around, just directly next to them. Almost, I say almost a free one, but debatable. Debatable whether it was free or not. I'd say that the planter kill was free, but then of course it was just a 1v1 with Young and the knock, just not able to win that one out. The HP probably played a part in it. Eternal comes out on top with that clutch for his team and brings us to 2-0 in favour of Villains. Now, I believe that Villains are a mixed roster of PlayStation and Xbox, so I think there's a couple players from either or on that. It might just be the one. I think it's Sync that's on Xbox. I'm not 100% sure. I think we'll check, if I remember rightly. Sync and Billsies, there you go. Throw the leaderboard up because we are a spectator, so we can do that. Why not? High voltage gets started on the south side of the map. Amac is over there as well, looking to contest on the main staircase, joined by their teammate Eternal on the other side, inside of that maps room. Rotates out towards landing and back towards the site, potentially going up towards that landing area. Young's on the bottom floor, though, is clearing through to try and find a way in towards the living room area. There's a player out in that hallway, but I don't think they've actually decided to go out. I think they're actually just inside of Museum. Supper and Sync are also in there. And that is looking like a potential opportunity here if Young is aware to the fact there's only 2 members inside of the site. Eternal's on the top floor as well as Billsies here, and I think that Young is aware of the fact that there could be someone there, and Young goes up the staircase behind Billsies, and there's 2 players there, just not able to land the shots as he swung out from Billsies, and it's Alibi to collect that pick onto Young. Starts us off in favour of the defenders. Supper and Nersync are back inside of sight. I say Supper's back in, but they've never left, to be honest. It's just Sync that's returned back to sight. Eternal still running around on the top floor trying to hunt some drones. Mac takes some damage on the other side inside the games. He's feeling the pressure from either side. The double pinch coming through. One from the top of the main staircase, but not aware of the fact that Amos is inside of the vault. Swings out with the gridlock and is able to collect himself another pick, or say another pick, but one pick, and finds himself in a 4 versus 4 situation. Even the odds, brings it back to the same number of players each. Eternal inside of bedroom at the moment, just holding across the top of that shield. Knows there's some players moving towards that trophy area, and there's one just outside that doorway. I don't think he's aware of the fact they're so close. It's a double kill for Bills. He's on the round to find Kieran Knightley as well. That's the person that was in the trophy on the other side, so Eternal will feel a little bit less pressure knowing that the player themselves has been joined by Billsies, who's able to find it's not even Billsies, it's going to be Nersync though. It's going to collect Zesty. I think he's found that through the floor potentially. Triple kill for Billsies, who'll be wanting the clip for this one to try and find himself a 4K, and he's not able to land the shots, and eventually he does, and it's a 4K on the round for Billsies as we see the defenders take yet again another round on Villa. And just as I was talking about it, seeing whether it's a defender sided or attacker sided, it looks to be that this matchup itself is setting up to be a defender sided map. 3 rounds in a row for Villains.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Now, of course, we're going to have to cycle the sites. We get the full rotation. We get all 3 sites. We go back to Aviator. Did we get all 3 sites? Maths is wrong here. The one Aviator, the one trophy. Yeah, back to Aviator. Okay. So there was that. Did they skip a site there? Anyway, Billsy's having a heater so far, starting off on that alibi. 5 kills to 2 deaths already. Eternal still roaming around on the Solus, doing some of that utility work to get rid of all those drones, make sure they don't have the information, because they are a pretty drone heavy team, I would say, high voltage. It seems like there's always one player on the drone trying to find that information, which should always be the case for most teams. Some teams drone a bit more than others, and it looks as though they have been able to come out with a counter at least, because Eternal is the one that has that counter in pocket. It does help to enable the rest of the team, of course. It helps to enable players like Billsies, who, if there's no information on them, they can move around the map, feel comfortable, knowing that no one knows where they are. They can take those gunfights, isolate the players, and make sure that they win those ones out. Quite an extension out towards that master area. You can see hiding in the bathtub here, Supper though, and I think they're going to have to try and send a drone in. Yep, they will be able to drone Supper out. Being a little bit cheeky inside the bathtub, but Kieran Knightley is the one that is able to collect that information and forces Supper from the bath. Young pushing through towards the master bedroom there. The swing potentially about to come out from the Jaeger, though. You can see the highlight on the other side of the wall there. Sees that head, but not aware of the fact that it's a player. Sees that again and swings out and is able to find Supper eventually, who just wasn't aware of the fact that Young was on the other side of that wall, peeking through their own hole. Eternal takes a little bit of damage on the other side just as they're able to escape from Statue. Billsies as well is hungry for more as they hold this long angle from the trophy all the way through to the master bedroom. The yellow pin comes off and Young takes some damage through the wall, but Billsies not wanting anything to do with it as he pulls back to sight and in towards Aviator and all the way into Vault. They clear through bedroom and all the way through Statue. They have that map control established and they were able to get themselves a pick. So it's 1 minute and 40 seconds on the clock. This is looking like a pretty good round for high voltage, but Eternal has dropped down to the bottom floor. Now that will start to cause a little bit of pain in the side for high voltage if they do not get down and deal with that, or at least cover the flanks, because Eternal looks as though they're going to go for a sneak and a creep all the way around the back and up that red staircase, potentially all the way through, looking to try and get some information onto potentially the players moving through and using that utility there. Impact nade from below, beautifully done, takes quite a bit of damage onto Zesty there and is able to get himself out of the situation, Eternal, with a good impact from below. Zesty down to about 10 HP, holds a long angle all the way through to 90, and gridlock of Amos as well alongside Kieran Knightley on Flores, and Young down below going for the vertical nade, trying to find Billsy. Sends it up behind, not even behind, sends it behind the billiards table. I'm not quite sure where that nade was aiming for. I don't think it quite got it away quite right. The yellow pings are coming out and I think they have the information on where Billsy is, but they're just not quite able to land the nades from both. Billsy down to about 10 HP, not even as much as that, maybe only 3 or 4, but Amak has the shotgun in hand, goes for the swing out, surely he needs to hold on to this door. The Smoke Babes has 2 left and wants to go for the swing, has the shotgun, knows that he has to go for it, and swings at one, finds one, but turns his back, doesn't know there's going to be 2, and the attackers just collapse in. Joa finds the last one with the nade, and again, they are able, I say again, for the first time even, they're able to find a round on this attack. beautifully done as they are able to find their first round inside of Villa. So, where are we heading? Where are we heading this time? Stick or twist situation. Do you go back to the same site and do you try again, or do you change it up and go somewhere different, or do you change your roster? It depends. It really does depend. There's so much you can do with it, especially when you have the options of the other sites. They're opting to go back to the same site and change things up a little bit. A couple of different operators that we've not seen yet on this map. Thunderbird coming along for the ride in the hands of Supper, and Capcan as well, which I think we've already seen once, comes in the hands of Eternal this time. Now, that looked like a round that was going to go high voltage way based on that clear. They were able to clear out Bedroom and Trophy a lot more efficiently than what they have done in the past. They were able to get themselves in and get a kill and lock out that area within, well, I say 2 minutes, but it was about a minute and 30 seconds it took them, a minute and 30, to fully get themselves comfortable in there.
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
Belzies, though, has quite a bit of an extension, and this is the first time that they're going to hop off of the operator of Alibi, going to go across on towards the castle instead, and it's an interesting setup that we're getting to see here. It's quite curious as to what the idea is here. You see them extending all the way out, and I think they're still going to go for the same push, same idea. High Voltage have tried this every single time. This is the preferred push from them. Sync has the longer angle all towards that closet area. You see the 1.5 in hand, and see all those drones just pouring in there. There's no Sync, though, just as we came off of the spectator, is able to find Young as he opts in the window, not aware of the fact that there is someone holding that long angle. The drone's not quite doing the job that they're supposed to be doing and finding the information before the player acts on it, and that is just an unfortunate start to the round there for High Voltage as they drop a player pretty much uncontested from that angle. They're starting to swarm around to these windows and get these angles held down. You see Keira Knightley on the drone, Zesty on the drone as well, and Joa on this longer angle, waiting for someone to try and push up. Third player on the drone now, 3 players at the same time on the drone, as Amos is the only one not got a cam in hand. Pops in the window in towards the bedroom area. Knows there's a player still on the wall, wants to go for the swing, but there is also a player on the side of Astrology. It takes quite a bit of damage, Zesty himself, as he opts into the window, but another swing from Sync as he's able to find his second on the round. Amos is dealt with pretty efficiently. The C4 goes out but not able to be shot, as it's not able to be detonated in time. There's another one from Sync. The triple kill threads the needle straight into the skull of Zesty, and it's a 2 versus 4 situation. Joa though finds Eternal, not able to flip round in time as Keira Knightley comes up from behind and finds Sync, and it's a 3 versus 2 situation. Just misses the head there. Keira not able to land anything on to the players inside their trophy. I'm not actually 100% sure who it was. It was Belties, I believe, pulling back from the site there. Joa joining their teammate in that trophy area, and just a moment Keira Knightley pushes all the way up towards trophy door and knows that they have to go in with the Flores drones to try and weed out where these players are and find the information that they so desperately need inside at this final minute of this round. Belzies has the close angle, the shotgun in hand. It's just a short one though, and hopefully they're able to land their shots because there's only 3 in the mag for that one. Quite a few bullets having to be thrown down range there to get rid of that cam there, but Joa is able to eventually deal with it as they're now pushing up towards the 90 area, moving down the hallway. Knows that there could be someone to contest from the end of the hallway, and the feet holes though will stop this push in its tracks. So there's one holding from behind the bar, though swings out, knows that that is exactly where they're going to be. It's a Mac that's on that angle, has the SMG-11 in hand, so this is looking tricky for Joa though. The beautiful smoke wave is going to come across there. Joa though is going to find Supper though from the other end of the hallway, and it's a 2 versus 2 situation. The smoke wave rings out just to prevent them pushing in towards that Astro area, or sorry, should I say Maps area. Keira Knightley though pushes in, gets down, and the long angle is paying dividends for Belzy though. Moves in towards Vault, knows a player to push up onto them and finds himself a double on the round. Keira Knightley not able to finish it off, and that will be another defending round going towards Villains. 4-1 after 5 rounds. Final round for the defensive Villains. They're going to go to Trophy and Statuary. They've done it before, they've won it. Of course, we retried the Evator, they changed things around and it worked. I don't think the operators though that they changed were the reason. I don't think that was the reason that they actually won. I don't think the Capcam was the reason that they won it. I don't think that the castle and the Thunderbird was there. Thunderbird potentially. I never seen the I never actually caught if anyone was able to get rehealed or anything like that. But they were able to win it out. They won't care how it was done. They've managed to get that ticked up onto the board. But final round for their defense. Trophy statuary, like I've already said. Amak bringing along the shotgun on the smoke, as always. Supper brings along the Jaeger. Belzies is back on the alibi. Eternal brings along that pulse, and an interesting rogue pick, the Oryx from Nerdsync, who has been having a decent game so far. 6 kills and 5 deaths. I believe it's 5. I always forget what way it is in the feed. Yeah, it's been fixed. I remember when it was reversed and it would say the kill feed, the assists in the wrong order for the kills and the actual overlay. It's a bit a nightmare. Anywho, Eternal, though, shooting some drones inside the piano room, knows that that is exactly the position that they are going to go for. They're going to sweep through from the southeast side. Young, Joa and Keira Knightley are the ones to spearhead this attack towards the ruins area. They're moving in towards Aviator, and that is where the clear is coming from. There's 3 members though on that side of the map to put up some resistance. When a beautiful shot comes through from Joa though, all the way through and towards the vault, finds the head of Sync without even batting an eye, not even a sniff for Sync as he's putting it in the dirt. They're not even able to get use of any of the Oryx dashes or movement around the map. Belzies hops out into the hallway, shoots a couple of drones just to make them aware that they are in that area and that they are still inside a bar and that they will have to try and clear them out. They're not ready to relinquish this part of the map yet, as Young is able to find himself another kill on the round for High Voltage as they're able to bring it into a 5 versus 3 situation. Downstairs finds Eternal on the roam down there. That'll be the pulse gone, so safety from the C4 from below and information from below as well. Up to 90 though, Belzies is feeling the pressure as the drones come down, and there is some pre-fires to come through as well to get rid of the camera, as Belzies now swings up though, pre-fires out and not going to be getting anything off of that. Supper though is joined on the other side as well at the top of the landing. You can see close to the wall though, Zesty though pushes up, goes for the swing, and hopefully they're able to react in time, gets it down, Supper, and he's able to get the finish off the kill. That'll be the ace gone off the board. That's the hard breach all but diminished on this round. In fact, it's completely diminished. There's no hard breach left at all on side. There's no one with hard breach gadget or any other operators that can get any walls open should they need it, so it's all going to be doorways and windows for the rest of this round for High Voltage. Amos though swings out, knows that there's a player on that longer angle towards Trophy though, as they try to feed through towards Belzies, who is the one on the other side, inside their Trophy, behind the bomb chassis. Nade goes through, and thankfully it wasn't cooked a bit longer, as Belzies seen it sail past their head, fully red for just a second, then it looked like it could potentially get a result there. Belzies goes for the swing out into the smoke there. I don't think they'll be aware of the fact that he's this close to him. So doesn't know, and again swings out. Belzies is going to find himself a freebie. It's a 3 versus 3 situation. Belzies drops down below, goes for the swing up though, and there's also going to be a drop as well. As the knock goes down, that surely the sound cue will be there, and they'll know the information up behind the red staircase, and I'm not aware of the fact there's a player behind them. Shuts down another one. Imak though is going to find Keira. Belzies finds Joa, and now it's a 1 versus 3 situation as Young is left with it all to do, all on their lonesome towards bedroom. Supper is the other one inside the bedroom at the same time to try and put a contestant onto this. Lands a couple of shots on each other. They're all both down in pretty minimal HP, but Young is not wanting any of it. They're just going to play it for time, and defenders are going to win this one on time. 5-1 on the defensive half for Villains. Switching sides, we're heading towards the defense for High Voltage, and they're gonna throw us a bit of a rogue pick, I'd say. They head toward Trophy and Statue. Not often you see that first, so we'll see what they have in store for us. Hopefully it's a nice wee setup. Not too out there with the picks, to be honest. Solus has pretty much came straight in the comp picks just because of how strong they are in terms of bringing out, you know, that utility, that anti-utility that they need. Gets rid of the drones. Anyone with an electrical pulse is in danger. I say electrical pulse, but I mean electrical signal, whatever you want to call it. Thunderbird as well on side, and an interesting pick though, I guess, Thorn coming on. I've seen Thorn's pick rate quite substantially increase, especially in the games that I've played myself. Thorn's quite common to see, and it's nice to see that a range of operators on show for the competitive scene. You can hear my voice starting to go, and even though I've kept it a little bit more down low than what I usually would, I still can't help myself and I always decide to shout and whatnot. But they changed site at the last second there before. Decided to change it to trophy and statue. They were going to go for the kitchen, but they changed their mind, so they're going to go for one of the standard ones. So I'm not too surprised to see that happen there. Standard setup, half the wall opened up, shield on that master doorway, and Amos will be the one that'll be playing on that. Keira Knightley down behind the back line of bomb site in towards B. Joe out in the roam up the top of your screen. You can see Sync down at the bottom here as well on the north side, coming up to join their teammates on that balcony. Just going to hold on to that drone hole, make sure no one can move through that area of the map. Young down on the bottom floor, doing more roaming. It's in the basement all the way down there. And it looks as though they're just going to be aiming to get this wall opened up. You can see Eternal is the one to try and nade things out. There's the shield out, sends it across, is able to get rid of the shield, and that will be a bit more of an uncomfortable situation for Amos, who was playing on that shield, and Zesty decided to come and join just to give a little bit of support on that area of the map. All 5 members of villains are going for an attack from this side, and the first pick will go towards Imac, who's able to find Keira Knightley all the way back through in towards that trophy area, and Eternal's hopped into the window. Another one hops in at the same time. 4 versus 4. Zesty's able to find Belsey, so Zesty finds a double kill on the round, goes for the swing out and finds himself Imac as well. But it's a 3 versus 3 situation as Nerd is able to find Young at the same time as all the action's happening on the master doorway. But a swing comes in from Astro as Zesty feels the pressure from behind as well as from Master, and it's a 3 versus 3 situation still. 2 versus 3 now as Sync is able to push in towards Astro, finds himself a double on the round, and it's a 1 versus 3 situation. It all falls apart. Eternal finds Joa, and Amos has now been able to find Sync. It's a 1 versus 2 situation, and the attackers look as though they've gotten themselves in a comfortable position, but not able to reload in time, just in front of every single person, and Eternal is able to get the final pick and another round in favour of villains, who go all the way to match point. No, they don't. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. I hate that it always... it takes like a second to come up when I say it. So I say it and I'm like, wait a minute, no. Yeah, no. Always do it myself, every single time. But yes, they are match point. 6-1. It's looking like pretty quick games tonight, to be honest. I mean, the first game we kind of finished off stream. It was 7-4 to Team Misclick versus Entropy. The second game, that was a bit more convincing. I say a bit more convincing. It was extremely convincing. Odessa were able to 7-0 PBX without even breaking their stride, and they were in a 6-1 situation. Potentially that Brazil scoreline towards going in favour of villains versus high voltage. Now, I don't know how I feel about this. Of course, if I had a co-caster with me tonight, we would discuss this a bit more. Of course, I'm trying to save my voice a little bit, but I seem to get myself in a bad habit of just talking anyway, because why not? Hate the silence. But yeah, they've decided to go back to the same site after... I think that was a pretty convincing win for villains. They were pretty confident. They were able to clear in towards bedroom. They got the walls like opened up to what they needed anyway. They got rid of the shield. They pinched in towards bathroom. They were able to get the long picks, and it just looked as though they knew exactly what they wanted to do, and they executed it perfectly. So I don't know how I feel about the fact they decided to go back here. 5 versus 4 though, as Supper is unfortunately disconnected. I don't know why that has occurred, so this could be a very unfortunate timing, because you don't get to replay rounds if someone disconnects, unfortunately. If they do want to replay the rounds, they do still have time, I think. Not anymore though, as we're now firmly into this round. Amos now holding onto this doorway inside the master, just waiting for someone to get up and towards the master doorway. He knows that there's going to be a couple of players. Knows this is exactly what the push was last time. Keira Knightley prone on the bathroom window. Now this could be a potentially good shout here. Jumps out there, but somehow Sync wins it. He's able to land the shots on Keira Knightley, who hops out the window, and Sync was ready for it, holding onto that window for dear life. Knew someone was potentially going to go for the jump out, and is able to land every single shot to delete Knightley right out of the round and bring that man advantage truly into balance. 4-4 now as Eternal now is able to find Young, as we now find ourselves in a 4 versus 3 situation. Amos still on the doorway, still adamant about holding on to this, knows that someone wants to come and get it. Eternal down below has the nades in pocket should they require the vertical nades. Joa though could be potentially about to bump into them as he clears through towards kitchen, and surely they'll hear the nades cooking up from below, and Joa is potentially about to give himself a freebie here if the Ayana's not paying attention, and I don't think they are. One of them's going to get caught out here. This is definitely going to be a trade somewhere, and he does spot them throwing the nade, but potentially could lose their life life in the process. Joa finds Eternal. The nade gets thrown at him, and it's about 10 HP now. It's beautifully done from the Ayana to get at least a result. Even though they had the nade in the hand, they were able to take quite a bit of health off of Joa, and this could still go either way. Amak swinging onto the master doorway, and eventually the Amos is able to... Eventually Amos just pulls off of that master doorway. Held on for dear life for quite a while. Amak opening up the main breach. Perhaps not the greatest idea, because it actually pinches him on behind this doorway, so it means that he's going to have to swing from either side. It doesn't actually give him the greatest angle of attack here, so he's going to have to force himself through a doorway and potentially try and take a long field gunfight towards Zesty, who is on the hunt and hungry for it at the back, and towards Trophy, but not able to land enough damage there, as Nerdsync is also joining him inside a bathroom. You see it's just trading blows back and forward in these long range engagements, but I don't think anyone's aware of the fact that Amos is prone inside the Astral, just waiting for someone to come through that bathroom door. Sync is just going to wait though. Zesty gets downed, and the call will come, and that activates Sync. He knows that that's what's happened. There's a 1 versus 3 situation now as the Amak was dealt with, and Joa with the final pick, the triple on the round, swings out through the double door there and is able to get himself the final one. And finally we get at least some semblance of a pushback from High Voltage, and able to get themselves their first defensive round on this map of Villa. I criticised them a little bit for going with the same operators and going with the same setup, but it looks as though they proved me wrong. They made me eat my words. It's pretty much what happens. Call it Caster's Curse if you want to call it that. But they done well. They won that round out. They looked pretty convincing winning it as well. It was 3 versus 1 situation at the end. It's pretty easy. And
attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Good stuff. Middle floor though, it seems like High Voltage don't want to play Aviator, so it's kind of strange the way Aviator plays. Some teams really love it and want to keep going back to it, like, you know, days of old. Aviator's always been the strongest site, it's always been the favoured site for everybody, but some teams have kind of fell out of love with it because they know what the push is, and some teams can deal with it. They know that it's going to be a clear from bedroom, they know they're going to clear through that side of the map and sweep through, and some teams are well versed in being able to put up with that. Some teams just aren't. That's maybe potentially why they want to avoid it. You know, this is the 3rd defensive round and they've not even entertained the idea of Aviator. Maybe it was just because they wanted to go with Trophy and they're in favour with that, and they think that that's what they could stick with. But of course, we're going down to the other side. We're going down to kitchen this time. Keira Knightley out on the roam, top floor inside of study, and knows that there will be someone coming in from this side, and is aware of the fact that just goes a little bit early, shoots through the barricade before anyone is on the balcony, and just not able to get anything from it. Gets a couple of drones though, so that's always good. Though open pick goes towards Young, who's able to find Billsy, so that is a good opportunity for the defenders to begin to get some headway into this match though, as Young's still hungry for it, moving around towards 90, knows that there'll be some resistance to come, but it doesn't look like they're gonna. They're actually fully rotated round, and they've actually hopped all the way around towards this closet area and then towards bedroom, and Eternal and Nerdsync are syncing up together. See what I did there? As they move towards this take onto Trophy. Nade behind the wall there, there's no one on that, but a beautiful shot there, threaded straight through into the skull of Supper on that window, and another one sent across, and it's a down again, but Eternal is able to get Jawa at the same time. It's not even a down, sorry, it's just being able, he just went prone actually, just as he did that. I thought they were downed, as Young now swings up toward the back stairs, drops down, goes up the back staircase and opts to go down to the basement, ejecting himself from the situation. Amak is able to get Keira Knightley, and suddenly it's not looking too great as they're able to bring it into a 3 versus 3 situation, but that is not where the site is. The site's in the middle floor, it's inside the kitchen, it's inside the memorial room. This angle being held here by Zesty, knows that there's going to be someone floating around at that top floor area. It's the sledge in hand. You can hear that hammer raining down from above. All of that debris is falling down around Zesty's world as Nerdsync just reconstructs the entire floor of Master. Is right above the head of the castle, not aware of where they're moving around. Both of them just can't seem to get an angle on it, one or the other, as they continue to open up every angle and every single floorboard removed from the floor inside of bedroom. Zesty, though, is the first one to take damage from the vertical play. Takes quite a bit inside of Memo, and that is courtesy of the Ayana of Eternal. And Amiso is going to find Nerd6, a 2 versus 2 as Eternal finds Zesty through the floorboards. And it's a situation that is quite unlikely, I think, for what the earlier round looked like, ending up in a 2 versus 2 situation. Young holds onto the hatch, knows there could be someone to rotate through from there, but no one is going to bite into that bait. Some damage done on the ammo, so the pistol in hand. There's Eternal runs out of ammo, but if he drops that hatch, he's going to be in trouble because there is a player lying in the wait at the bottom. Young should surely hear that. A max scored for the plant. No one's on the cover. It's a triple kill for Young. Potentially a 4K clutch here. The plant is going down. Had time to finish it off, but it's actually came off of the plant and is not aware of the fact that Young is outside. Going to have to pull down the castle barricade. Who's going to finish it off first? The castle barricade animation, or is it going to be the plant? The plant goes down. The Mac isn't aware of the fact where Young is, and who's going to come out top? It's a Mac. The attackers take this, and Villains are the winners. 7-3 on Villa. 2, sorry. We tried. I hate declaring the round before I see it, but yeah, 7-2. Villains take that. Pretty convincing stuff from them. I'm not surprised to see that that is how it ended up. Beautifully done from them, and we'll go and see how... We're going to have a wee discussion about that. Why not, eh? I'll have a wee discussion. So, 7-3 for Villains. That's the third game for this evening. That's us all done, all wrapped up for tonight. Thanks, everybody, for joining in. First map, of course, was Misclick versus Entropy. Misclick took that 7-4. It was finished off stream just for some technical difficulties. The second one, though, that was Odessa, and that was a lot more convincing. That was 7-0 versus PBX. And then the final one we've just seen there is Villains taking that 7-3 versus High Voltage on Villa. I don't know why I'm putting 7-3. It's not 7-3, 7-2. I'm talking rubbish. So don't listen to me there. I sometimes say the right words, but it really does depend. Like I say, I'm running everything tonight. It's been me on production, it's been me on the map bands and Twitch chat, and everything's all been me. So thanks for bearing with me for any technical issues and maybe mistakes on my part. I've done my best. I haven't been able to focus on as much casting as I wanted to. My voice is starting to go a little bit, and I will be casting pretty much all weekend. I'll be back again tomorrow. I believe the start time is 6 PM GMT and 7 PM CET, I believe is the correct time. But keep an eye out on the Twitter, ESA Cup. You know, see all the schedule there. And that's it from me tonight. That's it from ESA Cup for the Friday night. Go back and get your drops. Enjoy SI. Enjoy your weekend. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.